Carolina has number 1, and there's probably a strange draft pick coming with that number 1 pick. Houston holds, I think, the keys to the draft. And there's a lot of smoke signals out of Houston. Nobody quite knows whether they're just going to bypass a quarterback and take the Alabama linebacker Will Johnson or the defensive end from Texas Tech, Tyree Wilson. They love defense. D'Amico Ryan's the new head coach, loves defense. I don't understand how you can bypass one of these two quarterbacks because the NFL is a quarterback-driven league.
Yeah.
And even if you loaded your defense this year and you have another bad season with the mixed bag of quarterbacks they got, Case Keenum or Davis Mills, there's no guarantee that you're going to get access to the number 1 pick next year. Caleb Williams of USC, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's their thinking is we can do this. Houston, to me, holds the keys to the draft. They stay at number 2. They take a linebacker. Quarterbacks fall. And then that'll start a scramble with what happens at 3. Or they take number 2, play the Price is Right, trade out, drop a couple of slots, and still get access to either Will Anderson or the defensive end from Texas Tech. But you can't trade too far down, and you don't want to make the deal without knowing whether somebody else might jump up and take Will Anderson, who is a legendary linebacker out of Alabama. So what does Houston do at 2? Keep it or trade back a couple slots? Arizona has had 6 trade offers for the number 3 pick. I think a lot of people are trying to get in position. If Houston takes the 2, either at 3, and all of a sudden that means Indianapolis, might mean the Raiders. Could it mean Seattle? Might it mean Atlanta? And now this latest one is Tennessee at 11. So you got all these people right behind 2 and 3 might be poised to jump in and make a trade with Arizona for the 3rd pick. And if Arizona is going to go into full rebuild mode, they want to stockpile assets. So yeah, they'll trade from 3 back a ways. They don't need a quarterback. But if they got multiples of number 1s and they got an additional number 2, maybe that would happen. So that's the latest right there. There'll be some other maneuvering because there always is. Guys trade up. Some guys will drop back. It'll be fascinating to see, though, what Houston does, because the minute they make their decision, stay or deal, then everything else is going to happen.
Yeah, that's what makes the draft day so fun, because it's so dynamic. You don't know what's going to happen next with all these trades. But you had hinted, about Caleb Williams next year. Do you ever sense that some NFL teams will tank on purpose? And has the NFL ever considered a lottery in their draft?
No, it's never been discussed. It's pretty hard to tank in the NFL. I mean, either you got a good team, a mediocre team, or a really bad team. And you're not going to take an 8-8 team because there's so much money involved with going to the playoffs and a chance to go to the Super Bowl. You're not going to do anything to damage that so you can drop back with the hope because there's no certainty in the draft that you're going to get the guy that you want. So it's very different than what's gone on in the NBA and to a degree what's happened in the National Hockey League. So this will be worth watching what Houston does at number 2, because once that domino falls, I think all these others are going to fall too.
Yeah, this is going to I'm looking forward to Thursday. We're going to